What's up, everybody? We are 2 hours away from UFC Rio. It's VCell 0812 with Millie Chaser DFS, sponsored by Draftkings. Thank you to Draftkings for giving us this opportunity. That's where we play all our salary cap and best ball season long action. A lot of fun. We're going to be going over the NFL slate tomorrow. A lot of fun stuff to do on Draftkings. But getting into this UFC slate, we got the main event Charles Oliveira versus Mateus Gamrot. Starting off with Simon Oliveira, no relation, and Juan Lacerda. Simon Oliveira missed weight by 8 pounds. I'm kind of surprised this fight's still happening. But even without, sometimes fighters come in overweight and it looks like they're not training as hard. They're not exhausting themselves as much as the other fighter to make that weight. And sometimes it takes over late because they still have energy. I don't think that's the case here. Simon Oliveira missed weight by 8 pounds, which is a lot. Looks like an injury. We have 2 fights on this card where I think people may be going in injured, maybe going in a little banged up. Juan Lacerda is a pretty good fighter. He lost to Damon Blackshear and Cody Stamann. Good fight against Cody Stamann. Damon Blackshear, he got finished. But this guy's aggressive. I think he's pretty good. He took some time off. Haven't seen him since 2023. I'm expecting to see improvements. But even without that, it's just Simon Oliveira. This guy is, they're both good grapplers. This guy he looks lost on the feet to me. He does a lot of spins. He gets caught a lot. He's been finished in his last 2. Looked awful in both of them. And then on top of it, missing weight by 8 pounds, I think he's coming in with some sort of injury or just not really training as hard. Looks like a paycheck to me. I'm going to be on the Juan Lacerda side. 8,900. With everything that I just said, I think this could be a sneaky lower owned. No one's going to be really low owned in the payout range, maybe, because not that many fights. And I think this one could be going a little bit under the radar. 8,900. Juan Lacerda. I'm not going to be taking any shots on Simon Oliveira. If he is just a bigger guy in there because he missed weight by 8 pounds, I don't think he's a good enough wrestler to really control Lacerda anyway. We'll see. But I'm going to be on this Juan Lacerda side. Then we got Karolina Kowalczyk against Julia Pilastri. I'm sorry. Julia is very aggressive. She's a good striker, good grappler. She throws extremely hard. 9,400 is a crazy price. And Karolina is durable. Karolina is a veteran. She's pretty good. Julia Pilastri, the psycho, lost to Lupi Godinez. Almost finished her in the 3rd round. Looked really good at the end of that fight. Never slowed down. Looked like she was slowing down a little bit in the 2nd, but no, she just turned it on in the 3rd. Beat Corey McKenna. Only scored 82 points in a decision. And Josephine Knutson, I think she probably won that fight too. There's a world where Julia is 3-0 if she gets that finish against Lupi. I think Julia is a pretty good fighter, fighting here in Brazil against Karolina. Karolina, a veteran, fought for a title back in the day. 6,800 for her. She's done this before, where she came in as an underdog and just did enough. I don't think she's going to be submitting Julia Pilastri. She's definitely not going to knock her out. I don't think Julia is really going to slow down either. I think this is a good matchup for Julia in front of her home crowd. Karolina has scored well in the past. It's just, at this stage in her career, she was on a 3-fight, it was a 4-fight winning streak. But look at Felice Herrig, Gomez Juarez, Vanessa Demopoulos, Diana Belbita. I think Julia is a little bit better than all of them. Lost to Denise Gomez and Yasmin Lucindo. 2 good fighters. I think Julia is more so on their level. I'm going to be on the Julia side, 9,400. If you think she finishes, go ahead. She normally has a lot of volume. Very come forward pressure. It could be a good matchup for her, but I think there's better plays. Stuart Nickel against Lucas Rocha. Lucas Rocha is aggressive. Lost to Clayton Carpenter, who we'll see on this card later. He was 7,400 in that. He didn't get anything going against Clayton, but he's good. He's a little bit smaller. He's ferocious. He hits hard. 8,500. Decent price for him. Stuart Nickel's the grappler, but I respect Stuart Nickel. And now, I know I talked a little bit of crap on Jesus Aguilar in the past, but he does have a nasty guillotine, and this guy ducked his head into it, and some people can't escape the short. A lot of people haven't been able to escape Jesus Aguilar's guillotine. He has a nasty guillotine, and Jesus might be better than I thought he was. I like Stuart Nickel a lot going into that fight. I was playing him at 9K. Obviously, didn't work out for me. I think I'm going to go back to the well here at 7,700. I think this is a matchup where he can get his grappling going, get some takedowns, get some control time, maybe even submit Lucas Rocha. We saw Clayton Carpenter do it. Lucas Rocha, if he comes forward and puts the pressure on Stuart Nickel and cracks him, I'm not going to be surprised either. Not as confident in this fight, but I do like the price tag on Stuart Nickel. If you're on the Rocha side, I think 8,500 is a pretty good price for him as well. His fighting style doesn't translate as well to DFS as Nickel, but I could see him paying off an $8,500 price tag in a win. I'm going to be on the Nickel side. Then we got newcomer Bia Mesquita against Irina Alexeyeva. Irina's let me down a couple times. Bia, she's a great grappler. One of the best grapplers. She calls herself the goddess of judo, or I believe it's something like that. She is nasty. Nasty, nasty. Off her back and on top. Her striking stinks from what I've seen. I'm sure she's going to be making improvements. Irina's a big girl. She's sloppy. She gets sloppy. She makes mistakes, but she is a big girl. I was on her in the Segula fight. I was on her in the Mullins fight. I was on her in the Egger fight. I like her. I don't think I'll be on it. But this is, then you look at it and it's like, how many dominant, like $9,600 price tags have we seen when they're in UFC newcomer, and we don't really know too much about them, which we don't know too much other than when Mesquita is in a grappling position, she's going to win. But what if Irina just walks her down? That's what I'm nervous about. Irina makes mistakes, and that's why I'm on the Bia side, and I think there will be a finish. But 9,600, it's hard to pay off that price tag anyway. But she could go. There's numerous worlds where Bia gets a submission in this fight, and it comes early. I think it's more likely to come early than late, to be honest. If Irina's in there in the third, she's probably having success in the fight. So if Bia wins, she probably could pay off 9,600, but I think it would more so be like, her takedowns aren't even that good, but maybe Irina makes a mistake, shoots a takedown, and then gets submitted, so you don't even get credit for a Bia takedown. There's not going to be many Bia strikes, I don't think. 6,800, Irina could definitely pay it off. I'm not going to be on her side. I think there's better underdogs here, but I could definitely see a world where Irina pays that off. 6,800 is nothing for her. 97 against Egger. 97 points, 6,800. And if you're expecting her to win, it's probably going to be a finish too. I think there's going to be a finish one way or the other. But I am going to be on the BS guy. I think she's just too good of a grappler. Irina makes too many mistakes. She'll probably duck her head into something, get swept, and then Mesquita ends up on top. It's probably not going to look dominant from the BS side either, because on the feet, I don't think she's very good. But once she gets it on the ground, then it's a whole different world. Thomas Peterson against Vitor Petrino. I've been a Vitor Petrino hater, but in this matchup, Thomas Peterson's... This is what I found weird. Thomas Peterson, when I watch him, he looks like a humongous guy. Absolutely humongous. Thomas the Train Peterson. I believe, and I could be mistaken, Vitor weighed in heavier this fight. And Vitor, he only had one fight at heavyweight, and it was against, I think, Lane. Yeah, Austin Lane's awful. But it's just 9,100, and he's going to be the bigger guy. He's going to be the better striker. He makes mistakes, and I don't think he cares too much about his career. But he's in Brazil, and I think this is a matchup made for him to look good. Maybe, and you could say he's never lost at heavyweight, that sort of thing. He fought a terrible fighter. No disrespect to any fighter. They'd all whoop my ass, but you know what I mean. Thomas Peterson's... He beat Dontal Mays. Dontal Mays is nobody. He beat Muhammad Usman, just pulled out of this fight. He was on drugs or something. Failed a drug test. Probably roids. Lost to Shamil Gaziev. No shame there. But Jamal Pogues kind of crap. Like, really crap. I think this is a really good matchup for Vitor, and I don't like Vitor at all. 9,100, he probably pays it off. I mean, we've seen Vitor off his back just look awful, too. So if Thomas Peterson takes him down and gets on top, but I think he's going to have to work for the takedowns. And the thing that was weird is, like I said, Vitor was heavier, and I thought that was really, really strange. Vitor's all good. He's going to be the stronger guy, I think. We'll see. I'm going to be on the Vitor side. I like 9,100 for him. This fight's awesome. Clayton Carpenter against Jafel Filo. Clayton Carpenter lost to Tagir Ulanbekov. Tagir looked like shit in that fight, if I'm being honest. Wasn't really that great. Beat Lucas Rocha, we talked about earlier, and beat Ronderos by sub. 2 subs and a decision. I don't think you're submitting. This is my thing in the fight. Jafel Filo is nasty. Absolutely nasty. Can he get controlled? Yes. But I think Clayton Carpenter is going to be hunting submissions, and I think there's going to be a lot of scrambles in this fight. I think there's going to be a lot of sweeps. Jafel Filo is so nasty. I love this kid. Lost to Nascimento. Nascimento's great. And Nascimento wasn't able to submit him. He's an unbelievable grappler on the ground. He wasn't able to submit him. He had to resort to just controlling Jafel. And Jafel still got 4 takedowns, only 14 strikes. But Jafel looked good in that fight. He had 6 minutes and 20 seconds of control time. Nascimento is very, very good. Beat Ode Osborne, who I respect a lot. Beat Bairez, good fighter. And the Makayev fight, he got submitted by Muhammad Makayev, yeah, but he almost submitted Makayev. Like, this is why I wanted to see Makayev. Like, I know Makayev was really boring, but the kid had guts, man. Like, not submitting the Filo in all the positions that he had him in. I think he tore his ACL, or it was something. Don't quote me on this, but he had his leg torn apart in that fight. And Carpenter, who's hunting submissions, I don't think he's going to resort to control time here. And Jafel could be the better grappler, and he may be faster on the feet. He's nasty on the feet, too. He doesn't let his hands go enough, and I think he's going to need to let his hands go here. But if he just comes out like I could just beat this guy and finish this guy, I think he's the better finisher. I do. I know Carpenter has 2 wins by submission as well. But I like the Jafel Filo side of this fight a lot. On to the next fight. We got... Now, could Clayton Carpenter... Now, this is the thing. 8,000 versus 8,200. Clayton Carpenter, if he wins, probably going to be optimal either way. But I think the finishing potential is more on the Filo side here. I could be completely wrong. I could see Filo getting controlled. But I think he's the better striker, and I really do think he's the better grappler. As long as he's not comfortable off his back and he works himself back up if he does get taken down. But I like Filo. I like Filo a lot in this fight. Now, this fight's different. Hold on one second. Let me unclick them. Michael Aswell against Lucas Almeida. Lucas Almeida is fighting with a broken hand. His hand looked shattered yesterday at the weigh-ins. It was as swollen as I've ever seen a hand. And he's a striker. So is he going to resort to wrestling here? Does he have the wrestling to take down Michael Aswell? I don't think so. He's a striker with a broken hand. And other than, like, if he didn't have the broken hand, I think I'd be playing Almeida at 7,600. Which makes this tricky because Aswell lost to Blazioki. I don't think Blazioki's good, but he landed a ton of strikes. He landed a crap ton of strikes in his Contender Series fight. He's a volume striker. Doesn't want to grapple. I don't know how his takedown defense is going to hold up against Almeida. I've never seen Almeida really shoot. Not off memory. But, yeah, Almeida's coming in with a broken hand. There's another fight where I think it's just a paycheck. I think Aswell gets it done. Does he finish him? Almeida's tough, but he could be finished. And with a broken hand, I just think he's showing up because he needs a paycheck. It's kind of sad. I would like to see this fight would be a banger if he didn't have a broken hand. And maybe it's also... I mean, the dude's hand was broken. It had to be. I'm sure you guys have seen that video. If not, look it up on the UFC weigh-ins. It's all over Twitter. Then we got Khan Ofli. Lost to Naimov. I respect Naimov. Lost to Myron Santos. Kind of respect Myron Santos. He's good. He's a grappler. Wants to hold it up against the fence. He's decent. I think his way to win this fight would be control time. Ricardo Ramos, I don't like him either. At all, really. I mean, at all. Yeah. Look at his scoring, even in a win against Cool About It and do nothing. He looks to grapple. He's kind of nasty. Another spinning guy. I'm just. This is. I don't think Ricardo's going to pay off 8,800. I like other people in his price tag more, but I've already built my lineups, and I do hand build. I'm not using any simulators or anything. I use Saber Sim and everything for football, basketball, but for UFC, it's more just off my feeling. I like it more. And I only did 10 lineups, and I could see him winning this fight, but not scoring that well. It all depends on if any other underdogs win, because Khan didn't really impress me either. I could see Ricardo winning this. I could see Khan winning this. It's just probably my least favorite fight on the card. I'd be more so on the Khan side, I think, because price range 7,400, and I think Ricardo could slow down and get taken down, and he's looked awful his past like 5-6 fights. But we'll see. Not a fight that I have a real good read on. I'm kind of just staying away. I may throw a Khan lineup in here or there, but I don't think he has massive upside. I could be completely wrong. Mario Pinto against Janata Deniz. Mario Pinto kind of looked like shit against Austin Lane. He's undefeated, 10-0. Kind of good striker, I guess. He's a big guy. I wasn't really that impressed, but he's going to be making improvements. Against Janata Deniz, who coming in I thought was good. He lost to Tybura. His face was absolutely shattered. He got mauled. That was a grappling match. Tybura is obviously going to look to take down Deniz. He's a smart fighter. And it was a doctor stoppage. He had dog, though. That was something, like, I came away from that Deniz fight, like, impressed by that. Because he wanted to keep going. This guy's face was absolutely shattered. And yeah, he got beaten up bad in that fight, but not at any point did Deniz look like he wanted to quit in that fight. And I like that. And in all striking matches, we've seen him win all of them. He hasn't been the killer that he was in the regional scene. And we've seen him take that first loss. A lot of times with these undefeated guys, after they take that first loss, they come back and they just look better. A lot of people are saying, I don't know about Deniz. I don't know about Deniz. I was on Tybura in that fight because I figured Tybura could be able to get on top of him. This last guy that he fought, Hines, the guy was on steroids. And everyone's like, oh, he didn't finish him. He only scored 75. No knockdowns. That guy was eating shots that I've never seen anyone eat ever in my life. Will Mario Pinto, who got hurt by Lane, eat those shots? I don't think so. I'm more so on the Deniz side here. But like I said, with undefeated fighters, he could be making improvements. He is. I don't think he's going to grapple, but if he looks to grapple, he probably could get Deniz down. I don't think it'll come easy, and we've never really seen Pinto look to grapple either. I think if anyone grapples, it'd probably be Deniz. I think he'd be making those improvements. He'd longer time in the UFC. But I don't think he needs to. I think he could hurt him on the feet. He's rangy. He hits hard. He was a killer in the regionals. He took that first loss to Tybura, and in that fight, he looked lost on the ground, yeah, but he didn't quit. And that impresses me at heavyweight when you get exhausted. You're like, dude, this guy, even if I make it at the end of this round, I'm going to get taken down again. It's probably in the back of his head. But all he was thinking is, if I can get back to the feet at the end of this round, I'm going to come out, I'm going to throw bombs, I'm going to knock Tybura out. I think Deniz is a dog. I liked what I seen fighting in Brazil here. I think he's going to take this guy's O. But the thing with heavyweight fights at lower level is, especially when there's not real grappling upside, you could see a sloppy heavyweight fight. Like, not that it's sloppy. I think they're both technical. But if they get tired, this could be a low output. They're both counter-strikers. That's one of my worries with Deniz here in this pick is he normally waits for somebody else to pressure him. And what if this is just a low volume, 35, 40 strikes, goes to a unanimous decision, the winner scores 62? It's not going to be optimal on a card like this. I wouldn't put them in every lineup. Normally to 7,900, 8,300, you think of that as a good play, I think. Now, I can't say the higher upside is on Nicole, but he's going to be looking to grapple. Deniz obviously has 60-second upside. Pinto obviously has 60-second upside. These guys are 265 pounds and they both throw bombs. But with the way DK scoring is I think there's a higher upside on Roca at a lower price tag because I could see a world where this is just a low output staring contest. And that's why I'm a little bit nervous about my play. But I do have some Denise in my lineups. Joel Alvarez, awesome, fun fighter. Vicente Luque, even more awesome, even more fun fighter. This is going to be awesome. I'm excited for this. Joel, humongous lightweight, going up the welterweight. He's not going to be, normally when these guys, how are they going to look? What's their body going to look like? Joel is a monster. Absolute monster. This guy's 6'5". He's going to come in 6'5" with now 15 more pounds of muscle is basically what we're going to see out of Joel tonight. And he's looked insane for a long time. Lost to Arman Sarukian. Other than that, he's just been... He lost to Ismagulov. That was his first fight. Ismagulov, we know what happened with him. And this is the thing. He beat Jakar close. Good win. That's a good win. Not the level of Luque, but Luque's on the decline. Elfsbrenner. People like Elfsbrenner. I don't. But Elfsbrenner is a dog. Joel out-dogged him. Beat Mark Diakiese. Awesome. Diakiese's not very good. Arman Sarukian mauled this guy. And Luque's been looking to grapple a little bit. But Joel is so dangerous off his back. Arman's at a different level. Like, that was no shots at Arman Sarukian. He also beat Thiago Moises. Great win. I don't remember this fight. I think that's Joe Duffy. Yeah. He's other than the Arman Sarukian, this guy's been on a tear since his first fight. Now he's going up to welterweight. Not draining himself to make that weight anymore. I like Jakar. I like Joel Alvarez. I like the Jakar close win. He looked good. Knocked him out. This guy's dangerous on top, dangerous off his back, vicious on the feet, rangy. He's not going to be small here. Vicente Luque at 6,700. He's been looking to grapple lately, and he's a smart fighter. He gets in wars ever since that brain bleed. He had, I don't know if you guys know, but this guy had a massive brain injury. And he's still fighting. He said he was scared to fight in that Joaquin Buckley fight when he came back. But against Dos Anjos, look what he did to RDA. 8 takedowns. He looked to grapple in that fight. He hasn't really resorted to it since. Well, Buckley knocked him. That Buckley fight that's kind of where I drew the line on Vicente Luque. But then he submits Themba Gorimbo. I don't think he's going to be able to get a submission here against Joel Alvarez. I don't really think he's going to be able to maul him, but he is a good wrestler. And he hits extremely hard. One of the most fun fighters I've ever seen. I love Vicente Luque. I love Joel Alvarez. I think at this point in the career, I have to go with Joel Alvarez, 9,500. But I'm going to be honest. Like, I have Joel. I did 10 lineups. I think I have Joel in like 6 of them. And I have Luque in 2. Because 6,700, we've seen Joel finished, for one. We do have to keep in mind it is his first time going up to welterweight. I personally think he's going to be absolutely fine. He's 6'5", he's massive. He was draining himself to get down the lightweight and still looking good. But Luque hits extremely hard. And if Luque just comes out and is Vicente Luque, he hasn't been himself at all. The loss to Kevin Holland didn't look good. Beat Themba Gorimbo. Got it. I think it was a... Did he get an anaconda on that? It was nasty. It was some sort of choke, I believe, against Themba. Themba shot him for a takedown. Joaquin Buckley, that fight was disgusting for Vicente Luque. It just looked like, I don't want you to fight anymore, Vicente. And I'm going to be on the Joel side, but I could see worlds where he pays off 6,700, and there's not many great dogs here, especially not at the 6K, low 70. We'll get to one more, and the one more is coming up now. I'm going to be on the Joel Alvarez side. I like 9,500. I think there's a finish either way in this fight, and that's what I like about it. But Luque also has 8 takedown upside, and he could stay safe. He's hard to submit. Kevin Holland submitted him. That's one part of the... Kevin Holland did submit him in his last fight. Then we got Montel Jackson, Davison Figueiredo. Montel is a killer, but... Well, he comes off as a killer. I don't know that he is. I really don't. He didn't look good against Daniel Marcos at all. I was on him in that fight because I'm not really a big Marcos guy. He got the win. Beat Damon Blackshear. I respect Damon Blackshear, but still, people have beaten Damon. A lot of people have beaten Damon. Ronnie Yaya, awful. Or was that, I don't even know if that was Ronnie or Muhammad. Probably Ronnie. Gifted fight. Julio Arce. Arce was good. Montel beat him by decision, low output. JP Buys beat him by decision, low output. Knocked out Strader. Lost to Miles Johns by decision. And lost to Ricky Simone. Was his other loss by decision. Never been finished. The thing that I don't like about Montel, he is low output. Davidson's tough. Davidson's coming off a nasty injury, and we'll see how he looks. Davidson is a former champion. Davidson is a very good wrestler, a very good grappler, a very fast striker. Montel's very powerful, very good takedowns, low output. What I didn't like in his last fight is he got taken down and controlled. I think Davidson's going to be looking to wrestle in this fight 100% in Brazil. Coming off an injury. I don't think he wants to get hit by Montel at this point in his career. I think he looked at, well, I mean, I can't tell you what I think Davidson's thinking and what his coaches are telling him is, this guy's beatable. This guy's low output. You stay at range and you shoot takedowns. You don't get in wars with this guy. And you don't let him on top of you. Montel isn't always looking for, he goes for explosive slams. He's not like a wrestler at heart. He's coming off of these two first quick, extremely fast knockouts. He's looking to strike a lot of the time, and he's pretty low output. He knocks down everybody because he hits extremely hard. But he's looking to just get a knockout shot. And I don't think he's going to find it on Davison. So I think it's going to be a decision one way or the other. And Montel is very low output. And he was able to get taken down by Daniel Marcos. Davison has gotten takedowns in every fight since he's been up to bantamweight. He's been a grappler. Because I think he knows that that's his best chance of winning. He's good. This was an injury. He didn't get finished here. Submitted Cody. He got hurt in that fight. And then we're going down to Moreno. We're not even going to look at those. Rob Font, 4 takedowns. Was able to control Rob Font. He got a takedown against Cody Garbrandt. Was able to control him. Cheeto, 2 takedowns. Piotr Jan, 2 takedowns. Sandhagen. We just saw how hard Merab worked for those takedowns in the first round. He was able to get 2 of them in the first round, Davison. I think Davison's going to be able to wrestle Montel Jackson. And it's just going to come down to, do other underdogs, how well do they score? Because I don't think there's going to be a Merab-level takedown offense. I think maybe he gets 3 of them, 4 of them. I don't think Montel does well getting off his back. Could Montel come in and just knock out Davison? Could Davison be washed? He could. Davison doesn't strike me as the guy to keep fighting after he's washed. I think he knows he still has something left. And after that injury to Sandhagen, if he didn't think he still had a shot at the title, I think he'd retire. I think he could beat Montel. Then he looks at it like, I'm one more fight away because Merab's running through this division. He beats Montel, then he beats somebody else. He's getting a title shot. That's just how it works at bantamweight right now because Merab's beating everybody. I think Davison thinks he can win this fight, and I mean, the clear path would be to wrestle. And that scores well in DraftKings. I'm going to be on the Davison side. Am I confident in it? No. But in these huge tournaments where you're looking to win $100,000, you have to take chances like this. And he, looking at ownership, he's projected to be extremely low owned. And Montel's getting some love because of the 2 first flash knockouts against people who will never fight for a belt, let alone hold that belt for a year. I'm on the Davison side. This fight is awesome. My favorite fighter of all time, Charles Oliveira. A lot of people's favorite fighter, but it's for many reasons. It's not the oh, everyone loves that guy, so I love him. It's not that sort of thing. Everyone loves this guy because he is Charles Oliveira. Every one of his fights are amazing. The guy gets absolutely obliterated, then gets back up and just walks you down, knees you in the face, and submits you. Charles is awesome. I was there when he beat Gaethje. I've been in a. I love watching Charles Oliveira fight. Mateus Gamrot, another one of these. He's one of those grapplers, but Mateus is not a boring grappler. Not at all. He has no striking defense. He has no real striking offense. He just throws bombs and spams takedowns. But normally he doesn't control people on top, and he is not looking to control you. He's looking to pound you and finish you once he gets you down there. Mateus Gamrot doesn't really get finishes. The finish against Fiziev was an injury. But he beat Ludovic Klein, got 6 takedowns, 9 minutes of control time. Scored well in that fight. Ludovic did not look good. I was on the Ludovic side of that. He gets dropped in basically every fight. Dan Hooker was able to beat him. And I think this is going to look a lot like that. RDA, 11 takedowns. When he wins, he's scoring well. This is one of the same thing with Charles Oliveira. Benny Dariush, that was an awesome fight. That was one of the funnest. If you haven't seen that fight, the scrambles, if you're a grappling sucks kind of guy in the UFC, I just want to see them get knocked out. If you watch that Mateus Gamrot against Dariush, that was the most fun, low output striking match I've ever seen in my life. The grappling in that match was absolutely world class. It was awesome to see. He has a win over Arman Sarukian. Awesome win. Arman's leveled up. I don't think he'd come close to beating Arman now. Fiziev, we told it was an injury. Jalen Turner retired. RDA, Dan Hooker. I think Charles is the best fighter this guy's going to fight right now. Well, besides Arman Sarukian. I'm saying Charles is better than Ludovic Klein and even Fiziev. Dan Hooker he's looked like he's leveled up, and Dan Hooker was able to beat him, but we've seen Dan Hooker lose. RDA. Charles is, now I'm completely biased. Absolutely completely biased. Coming off of a knockout loss to Topuria worries me. Do Bronx fighting in the main event in Rio. Pick your side, man. I think the finishing potential or finishing upside is more so on Charles. Most finishes in UFC. I could see this looking like the Arman fight where Mateus gets on top and elbows him. Even in the Arman fight, Oliveira almost submitted him in the third. Mateus is not as control heavy as Arman. Not as heavy on top as Arman. Not as good on the feet as Arman. I'm a little worried. But I'm going to be on the Charles Dubrox Oliveira side. I'm biased. I think I have 7 lineups with Charles, 3 with Mateus. If Mateus wins, he's going to pay off that price tag, and you're going to need him in your lineup at 8,400. I think Charles is better on the feet. I think he's going to feel comfortable with a... It's not that... Mateus is an awesome grappler. He's not a submission guy, and he's not really a heavy... It's more so take you down and wear you out kind of guy. And he makes mistakes. If you watch that Dariush fight, the scrambles. Arman was able... And Arman's not as fast as Charles. Arman's good. Extreme. Arman beat Charles. Arman's very good. But I think the reversals are going to be there for Charles. Unless Charles comes in and he looks totally done after the Topuria fight. Because you don't see Charles get flat lines like that. Normally he was able to get up. But Ilya's different, man. I'm hoping Charles is okay. But even this isn't a knockout kind of guy with Gamrot. I'd be more so worried with Charles feels okay on his back and then eats a couple of elbows. That's what I'd be worried about. I'm not concerned at all on the feet, really. Charles got hurt by everybody, and he's been able to recover. Charles is also an animal. Nasty knees walking forward. He's going to, I think, damage Gamrot's body, make him shoot sloppy takedowns, and find a submission. That's what I'm hoping for. 5-round fight. He's going to have a long time to find it. I hope he's not playing too safe off his back, because you can beat Gamrot by making him scramble. I think there's going to be positions open. I just don't want him to let Gamrot control him for entire rounds like Armin was able to. But I don't think Gamrot's that kind of fighter. We haven't really seen him do that. He's looked better in fights with control. He's not needed 11 takedowns to get victories anymore. But I'm going to be on the Dubronx side. I am 100% biased. Whoever you think wins this fight, have them 5 rounds, main event, 7,800, 8,400. Someone's going to pay it off. I'm biased. I'm on Charles Oliveira. All right, that's going to wrap it up. Fight start in an hour and 10 minutes, everybody. 4 o'clock Eastern. UFC Rio, Oliveira versus Gamrot. Once again, thank you to Draftkings for giving us this opportunity. If you guys enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know who you guys think is the highest scorer on the slate. Who you guys are overweight, underweight to, whatever underdogs you like. I answer all comments. If you need to find me or ask me any questions, you can reach me on Twitter, MillieChaserDFS or VCells0812. Thank you to DraftKings for giving us this opportunity. We'll see you guys in the next video.